Contestant number 2 here between I can't talk between TY and Parting. Anyways, in the bottom right, he is
KT roster TY.
Something as my brain was attempting to get the outro there out. I was thinking of between and TY.
Wow.
Yeah. In the upper right, we have our Protoss player having a tough day.
SK Telecom T1 Parting.
I'm really excited to see if he actually goes for Nexus first.
Parting never won a GSL.
Isn't that weird?
Isn't that weird, guys? Parting's never won a GSL. He's so good, he won the World Championships, and he's not won a GSL.
Yeah. That still can change. He is still of the level where he could get one. It's not like it was for... There were a few seasons in there where like him and Symbol were just so god mode that it was like, well, these guys should both be champions very soon. And then like they kept doing well and didn't win championships. So, we'll see about that. Oh,
it's really weird because, you know, if you're one of the best, by the way, we're going to have a command center first here from TY.
Yeah. And a Nexus first is predicted from Parting. It's really good choices, but yeah. That'll take a little bit to pick up. Tasis, I have a confession and something to tell you.
Okay.
Okay, so, you know, every now and then you and I talk about anime on here, and, you know, obviously I've watched a lot of anime. You haven't watched as much, but you've watched a little bit.
I've watched
and you
my
have
fair
some,
share.
You have some strong opinions on some anime. And if you remember, a long time ago, you were telling me that I needed to watch Akira, right? And eventually I told you, yeah, I watched Akira. And we talked about that for a minute.
Yeah.
Now, back when I told you that I had watched Akira, what I did the trick that I learned when I was like first like in middle school and like on a boring phone conversation, just kept repeating back the last 3 words. So I basically just took things that you said about Akira before and said them to you when we were talking about Akira that last time to make you think that I saw Akira. And we were both like, yeah! So I hadn't watched it, but I just watched it. And actually, it's not nearly as good as I thought it was going to be.
You actually watched it?
Yes, finally I watched it.
What are the 2 main character names?
Look, I actually watched it this time. Why would I bring this up and not have watched it?
What are the 2 main character names?
I can't remember. Tetsuo and God, I can't remember. Anyways, it's a bunch of wrinkled little children with powerful brains.
Okay, you did see this movie. Okay, you did see this movie.
And actually, I'm like right at the ending. I actually had to go to sleep last night, so I didn't actually finish it.
You didn't finish it?
No, I'll finish it.
How do you know? Well, I mean, the ending's
I'm
pretty
right
epic.
at the end.
Everybody's dying.
Yeah, everyone's dying and stuff, and like there's this explosion going on. I think I'm literally like 2 minutes from. No, and the thing is, if you think it was really that good, I think you need to take some anime recommendations from you and watch them, because I think there's some much better anime out there. Well, you had that one anime
series you wanted to recommend me. I haven't downloaded it yet.
Attack on Titan. You have to do it.
Attack on Titan. Okay.
You have to do it. It's like the greatest anime of all time, and it's being released still.
Did you see? You see the animes that I saw? That was actually when I was much younger. But you saw Ghost in the Shell then?
Yeah.
And you saw Ninja Scroll.
Of course.
Ninja Scroll's great.
Yeah.
Ninja Scroll is a movie every guy has to see.
No way, man. Princess Mononoke.
Princess Mononoke is a fantastic movie.
It is. It is.
I believe the guy that made Howl's Moving Castle.
Didn't see that one.
I didn't see that one either. I might be wrong, but I believe that's correct.
Well, by the way, let's take a look at these openings, because this is going much better for Parting this time. Okay, they both went for Nexus and Command Center first, and Parting, upon seeing this, has gone for a Stargate follow-up, and that is the exact right thing to do. And I think that it literally can't be argued that if you go Nexus first and your opponent goes Command Center first, you should go Oracle every single time, because they are trying to power up. The last thing that they want to do is sit there and make missile turrets and lose SCVs. It is so powerful to go Oracle from here.
Yeah, I completely agree with the Artosis. I think this is a great way for him to take this game and possibly pull out with a win. Nice control up so far by TY.
And by Parting as well. He actually saved more workers than I think a lot of Protosses would have there.
Now, with the Oracle about to pop out, you have to keep in mind, Oracles kill stuff so quickly.
Yeah.
And that's just a few less Marines there. If these Marines get it all out of position, actually, sometimes even when they're in just fine position, the Oracle still gets in there and kills off a ton of SCVs.
And by the way, that is the quickest third base off of this Oracle. That is insane. This is Parting like giving a nod towards the skill of TY.
Well, here's the thing is that he knows TY can't leave his base now with this Oracle coming out here. As long as Parting doesn't lose the Oracle in some freak accident.
I really doubt it. His micro is just second to none, so... But look, this is already decent, okay? He's killed a couple SCVs and a Marine so far. He's keeping him in his base. TY is probably going to make missile turrets. Look at that. He's spending money on missile turrets. Last thing he really wants to do right now.
Well, I got to say, I really like Parting's position now. He's getting more gates. The Robo Bay has started up. Terran is stuck right now because, you know, even if, you know, he leaves just a few units back here, if he can get him right around there, for instance, by that gas geyser, shave off a few more workers. And, of course, his Oracle can be used back at home for defense, too, if the Terran does push out.
Yeah, you know, I think it'll be mostly scouting, just random SCV pickoffs here and there, maybe even a Marine or two as they pop out of barracks later on. But
maybe in between the two command centers when they're trying to rally over there.
Yeah, the amount of busy it's keeping the Terran, though, is insane. And as long as Parting has enough units to stop the first push of TY, then what a nice position he's in. Look at this. He's up by 8 miners at the moment. His third base already done as the third starts for TY. He's going into his Colossus tech as well, so if he can hold on to everything, like this is the one part where it gets a bit dangerous because he went into the third. If you don't go into the third that quickly and you go Colossus first instead, then you hold everything they send too. But this is the point where TY may be able to do something and get ahead.
Okay, we have the command centers about to finish up there, the third command center, I should say. Terran and Protoss are actually both able to power up pretty well. This is going to go into a pretty epic PvT here. I mean, this is going to be one of our late game completed unit trees, ghosts, Colossi, everything.
I think you're right on that. I really do.
And I don't think it's going to be a game where we have an SCV pull. Oh my God!
Well, that's...
Oh my God! He's not making the starport. The second starport.
Yeah, he is.
Is he not? No, I thought there was no SCV on that for a second.
Oh my God!
I
think there is. Yeah, it's going forward. It's going forward.
Oh, maybe you put one back on there.
Okay. Yeah,
because for a second, yeah, it was just not making.
Yeah, the speed of this second starport is almost
so
startling.
Important. Yeah,
that's so quick, right? How many? He only has 3 Raxes. He only has 3 Raxes, but he has 2 starports already. So obviously he has to add a bunch of Raxes, but like, I wasn't expecting a third starport this quickly.
Well, you know, the Protoss does get its Robotech up. Yeah, second starport this quickly. Yeah, Protoss does get to start his Robo up pretty fast. I mean, when you consider if you go Oracle like this against the opening that Terran did, you don't actually need a lot of units at home. You don't need a bunch of sentries with force field early on to hold stuff up. You can go right into the Robotech. The Robotech really is the key tech to taking out massive amounts of Marines and Marauders. So I guess it would actually make sense to get the starport out there. You need to get a lot of medevacs, and then you have to go into getting a lot of Vikings too.
And you know what? I guess it kind of adds a little bit of safety in case he went into like Phoenix Colossus, which isn't really that popular, and he didn't do. But I mean, you could do it because you have the Stargate. Yeah, it's an interesting way that this game is actually shaping up right now. But I mean, if he does like an SCV pull or something right now, I really don't think it does anything. I think it just gets stomped out.
Nah, I don't think an SCV pull is good.
I feel like what you were saying before is right. Like we're going to have to see a 4th base. I think we're going to have to see Ghost Tech added in. I guess the problem is that Protoss is
oh my God, he SCV pulled.
Oh my God, yeah.
I really thought he wasn't going to do that.
I didn't, yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, I thought... Well, I mean, I guess we don't have a lot of experience with Nexus first versus Command Center first on this map, so I thought that this was just... But look, it's timed out well. It's going to be before Storm is done.
Oh, you know what? He's not going to go up that ramp. He's going to kill the rocks and go up the other ramp. That makes a lot more sense with this.
He's like, I don't care about that.
Oh, no. Never mind. He's not going to do that.
He's like, I was kidding about that.
There's like cannons there.
He's like, no, seriously. No, I'm serious.
This is, you know, he has a lot of Vikings, so that definitely helps.
Storm is getting close to getting done.
Yeah, look how much time he's buying with these force fields. Oh, Tasis, I don't think TI has any chance here.
Well, I think that Storm is about to finish up. It's moments away from getting done here. Now, the Vikings are doing a lot of damage over here to these Colossi. One goes down, the second goes down, and the third goes down shortly after that.
Nice size Storm.
I don't believe there's actually enough room for Terra to micro this.
Yeah, he's up against the wall right now, so, I mean, this will be held off. You know, this could kind of turn back into a macro game maybe because all those probes were pulled. So he lost quite a few probes in there.
You know, I got to say, I mean, I don't want to be too critical of TY here, but it just seems kind of like a common sense thing where if there's a ramp that you can just force field off, or any small area, party wins. If there's any small area that you can force field off and buy seconds of time, that timing from the Protoss, or Terran, excuse me, becomes an anti-timing.
Yeah.
I mean, to be frank, look, okay, Party played really well, but it's a really straightforward solution, right?
Yeah.
You let Storm finish, you use your force fields not to cage in the opposing army, but to actually cage out the army, and then you win. And I mean,
you're completely right on this, and I think the part that gets me even more is that Parting was like kind of ahead. He went with the Oracle. It didn't actually do much, but he also took the quickest third ever. So, like, his economy was so good. His warping rounds were there. I mean, he had so many units. I don't think that was ever going to work.
Well, it's funny because we were talking about that strategy not making sense in that game, and then it happened. We're kind of like, okay,
I think
let's see what happens here.
I feel like he had to back up into something else. Like, he had to focus more on harassment stuff, but it looked like he was like, well, let's just decide it here. But when your third base is slower and you've had to like kind of play defensively, you haven't done anything yet. He's up a ramp, he's making cannons, and of course, as you say, those force fields bought him. He did 2 rounds of force fields,
finished
and then the rocks
in the heat of the battle.
Yeah,
the whole point of that strategy, because you guys are pricing the SCV pulls a lot. When they're done properly, they get their the SCVs are pulled as the Psionic Storm upgrade is started. And then what happens is you get in there and you kill everything. The SCVs tank all the damage. The Stim Marine Marauders wipe out everything behind that. And then you basically, it's this killing blow right before Psystorm's done because they did get Templars. They are trying to save up some energy so the gas doesn't go anywhere good. Yeah. Even sometimes when they don't get the Templars, you can win anyways. But it just seems very straightforward because there's a ramp there that you just force field off and you're like, and then you force field it off again, and you just kind of wait.
Yeah. I think what happened there, because I keep thinking, because TY is like one of the best Terrans in the world, so why would he do something like that? I think he didn't actually know about the Templar Archives. I think he must have put him on like a 4 or 5 Colossus guy instead of a 3 Colossus guy. Well, and if he went 4 or 5 before the Storm upgrade, then the Storm upgrade doesn't finish till he's lost all his units. So
the other thing to keep in mind is it was the map that Parting picked.
Yeah.
And maybe TY doesn't have a solid strategy on there. And he's like, well, SCV all-ins do work a fair amount of the time. If I just catch him off guard, then maybe this will work. And if it doesn't work out, I have a specific strategy on Game 3. That's something to keep in mind as well.
I do wonder what he's going to choose for Game 3. I think he's going to go with Catalina.
Okay. That's a good map choice, I think.
Yeah, it's really hard to defend everything against drops.
TY is not one of the Terrans that cheeses that much, is he?
No, I mean, I think every good Terran mixes in a fair amount.
I was just wondering.
I don't know if we call SCV all-ins cheese.
Well,
I don't think they are. I think
that's actually like a very specific timing.
It's
all in.
It's a razor sharp.
I wouldn't say it's
actually
a cheese, but it is very all in.
It's definitely an all in.
There's not usually a plan B.
But yeah, I don't think we can actually call that cheese.
The next phase of the game, no, it's not. I don't think it's cheese.
No, it's very specific. There's like roles for both players, things that they have to do at certain times. Definitely a much more complicated thing than like making a racks in the middle of the map.
Yeah, making a bunker finished by somebody's hatch before they can do anything about it.
Yeah.
We're going to go to game number 3 here. The loser out of these 2 players is out of the GSL Code S. TY against Parting. Wow. TY picks the map Catalina, as Artosis predicted.
Yeah, it's this one's a pain against Terran if you try to go to the late game. Even going up to 3 bases can be difficult. So I'm expecting for Parting to play really strongly here, like a very decisive, strong move. Maybe his blink into Colossus. I would not be surprised if we see a strong 2-base all-in with Colossus.